Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Bahar Kadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there on the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And it's going to be a video based around a film that was made in 1936 called The Green Pastures. And in this film, it tells loosely the biblical story, but it kind of depicts it in like a contemporary so-called African American way. So the characters of the Bible, would act like contemporary so-called African Americans at the time, and obviously be played by so-called African Americans at the time, which are the tribe of Judah. All right. Now, in the film, first I'd like to make a disclaimer that the film doesn't necessarily reflect the entire truth of the Bible, meaning the actual attire of these biblical characters, or their mannerisms, or the way they would dress, or what they would do. I believe there's a part in there where you got angels, a child angel with a catfish bone stuck in, madness. But the point of the matter is that the film depicted the biblical characters as being a people of color, and it depicted the Most High, as it's written in the scriptures, as being a man of color with white woolly hair, which you're going to see here in this clip, which this clip is supposed to represent the Most High traveling through the earth after the times of Abel on the Sabbath day. And as you can see, it's what Esau proclaimed to be a black man, which we're not black. We're not black people, but what would be deemed to be looking like a so-called Negro with white woolly hair. Now, this film, I want to get some information here, because you had this
Black Moses,
author and historian Damon L. Fordham. He did a little clip speaking about the film and how it came about and what it's all about. So I just want to play a clip here, because he's gonna state something which is very profound.
By Warner Brothers Studio in 1936.
That film was actually produced by Warner Brothers Studios.
And basically, The Green Pastures was something like this. You see, when I was 14 years old, about 1979 or so, there was a movie shown on television late one night, Green Pastures, and I fell asleep. I didn't see it. Next day when I went to school, however, a lot of my friends were talking, hey, did you see that movie that had the black God, and a black Noah, and a black Moses, and
so-called black, meaning the melanated, they were of color, because we're not black, okay? We're not black. Black is negative, black is inferior, black is wicked, all right, inherently. In terms of description, physical description, we're not black, all right? We're brown. We're a people of color, all right? Or dark skinned. We're not black people. We're trying to get away with that. Now, some of our people spiritually act black, but that's not who we are. That's not our identity.
Black Adam and Eve and everything. They were just fascinated by this, and I said, oh, this sounds interesting. I'd like to see it one day.
Yeah, they depicted Adam and Eve as being two people of color, which is true, which is biblical.
Well, back then, you didn't have a lot of people didn't have VCRs or anything of that sort, so I didn't see it until about 10 or so years later. But when I did, I was very intrigued. You see, The Green Pastures is essentially, the movie version of it goes like this. It shows a black Sunday school teacher in the rural South, Louisiana.
So-called Negro Sunday school teacher, so-called,
named Mr. Deshay. And it showed Mr. Deshay gathering a group of the local Sunday school children and telling them the stories about God and Adam and Eve and Noah and Moses and so forth. But the thing is that Since these are little black rural children, it would seem natural that these children would imagine God and the biblical characters in relation to what they saw around them and what they knew. So you had God wearing a stovepipe hat and a cutaway coat, and the people, when they were sinning, doing things like drinking liquor and using razors, and they were having fish fries in heaven and that type of thing. They were adapting it to basically what the people knew. So this is why
I say the movie itself isn't completely biblically accurate in all things. Okay.
The biblical characters in the film are all black. So
the key, the biblical characters are people of color, which is true. All peoples are people of color on the earth even today. All peoples are people of color except one group of people, which are the biblical Edomites. That's the only biblical character, because even Cain was a man of color.
Anyway, the story of the Green Pastures did pretty well in 1936, and by 1938 it made over $3 million. However, it was banned in several countries on the grounds that they thought it was sacrilegious and blasphemous. And there were and are those who think that the Green Pastures is basically a mockery of black religion. Well, so how did this...
So basically, these Edomites, which is true, because I searched for it. I know at least in Britain and in Australia, Green Pastures was actually banned. And you know the reason they were banning it is obvious, because they hated the idea of the image of the so-called Negro, which they deemed to be inferior. That's why they call it black, because anything black is inferior to anything white. Okay, this is a fact of life. White represents everything which is positive, and black represents everything which is negative. Which is why I keep telling you that we're not a black race. All right, because to call yourself a black race is to say that you are born negative and inferior. You're incarnating all of the negative connotations which come with the word black. All right, it's negative, it's inferior to everything which is white. All right. There's no such thing as a black race. Well, actually there is. Esau is actually the one and only black race. All right. And we really ultimately will be the white race. But in terms of physical description, there's no such thing as a black race or a white race. All right. This is all witchcraft that Esau pushed out there, because he wanted to associate himself with the term white and associate us with the term black, which makes him superior and makes us inferior by definition. All right, you got to understand that by calling themselves white, that in itself is promoting their supremacy. All right, because anything white, look it up in the dictionary, white is all positive characteristics and black is all negative characteristics. But you see here, you hear London ban reported for Green Pastures. All right, and also you got another one down here in Australia. All right, now it might have been banned in other countries, but all I could find at the moment was Australia and Britain. Okay, now that goes back into the scriptures, man. See, Isaiah 29:16, it says, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?" Now, Esau has turned everything upside down. One of the things he's turned upside down is he took his leprous image, which is not a white image. There's no such thing as a white image physically. You can have a white image spiritually, which represents positive and righteous characteristics. And you can have a black image spiritually, which represents negative characteristics. But there's no such thing as a white image. What Esau took was his red Hebrew Edomite image, which is that of leprosy, and he applied that image to the righteous men of the scriptures, the Israelites. and pretty much everyone else. And he took the righteous melanated natural image of the children of Israel, right? And he demeaned it and destroyed it by attaching to it the connotation of being black, right? To the point where if you show the biblical peoples as being a people of color, he banned it and called it sacrilege, meaning blasphemy. So he took a blasphemy and made it the truth, and he took the truth and made it blasphemy. Yeah, he took evil and made it good, and he took good and made it evil. And that's why destruction is coming onto this man. All right, because it's written in the scriptures, Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. All right, Esau has told many lies. That, in fact, all he has done is teach lies. And now we coming with the truth. He's doing the same thing. These Edomites are all over YouTube with their Israelite minions. All right, because these Israelites that are coming up against us, John 8:44 says quite clearly they are of their father the devil. They're running with Esau's playbook. All right, they're drunk on Edomite supremacy. Their spiritual father is Esau. So we got to go to the source of the deception. These devils that's coming up against the truth of who we are and the truth of the scriptures that we bring out, they're calling us evil. And then they're trying to continue on the false doctrine that the things they teach and the things they believe in is true. Okay? But guess what? The truth is going to prevail, man. We got the truth. And Esau can't stop it. The truth is out. And going further than green pastures, we are truly bringing forth the image of the Lord on the earth. We are showing the people the truth about the angels and their characteristics, the truth about the Most High, the truth about his son, the truth about his people, the truth about the wicked. We're bringing out the truth and we're painting a proper picture of reality through these scriptures, man. We're showing people the real through these scriptures and through the understanding of the scriptures that we speak. Like I said, green pastures wasn't painting the full picture, but we are now painting the full picture with our preaching. And Esau, just like he did with green pastures, is offended because we're coming up against his deception, his delusion that he's set up. The white supremacy, Edomite supremacy hiding behind white supremacy. That illusion that he set up, we're destroying that with the spirit of the Lord of the Lord's mouth, man. The word. All right. The hopeful elect. We are the true white people. Esau, the red man, the so-called white man, he is the true black people. And the truth is going to be known. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.